Hello there guys, welcome to one of my live videos, and on this video I am going to be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of the Norwich Manchester United game in the FA Cup quarter-finals tomorrow, 5:30 kick-off. As you all know, I've already given you my preview for the game. I gave you my preview yesterday and all of that. So, obviously, for a lot of that press conference, Liverpool were mentioned. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has actually, come out and congratulated Liverpool for obviously, winning the Premier League. But he did make an admission saying that it does hurt, seeing Liverpool, champions of England. Liverpool got confirmed Premier League champions yesterday, so they ended their 30-year drought. And it is actually, their first Premier League title, and it is their 19th overall. So they are just one behind us now because, we're on 20 titles, and obviously, we've won 13 Premier League titles. Obviously, them titles came under the Alex Ferguson era. But don't forget, we didn't win a title for 26 years, and then, went on to win 13 under Alex Ferguson. Also, too, Solskjaer has said that Liverpool, will struggle to repeat Alex Ferguson's run of titles and that. But it's a very, very sad day, to be quite honest, for Manchester United fans, including me. But in reality, you've just got to say, Liverpool have deserved it. They've played really, really good football this season. Don't forget, they went on a 44-match, unbeaten run, but Watford had ended their unbeaten run. That's Jurgen Klopp's fourth trophy now as Liverpool manager. Of course, earlier on in the season, they won the FIFA Club World Cup. They also won the Super Cup, did Liverpool, and they won the Champions League at the end of last season, all of that. But, Jurgen Klopp, has done a really, really good job with Liverpool. I think this has been Jurgen Klopp's fifth season now with Liverpool. He was also quite good when he was at Borussia Dortmund. I think, he won quite a few titles at Dortmund. Jurgen Klopp did extend his contract earlier on in the season with Liverpool. He's under contract with them until 2024. And I think, Jurgen Klopp will see out, his contract with Liverpool. And then when he eventually leaves Liverpool, I think he will go back to Germany. But Liverpool is the third club in his managerial career, because before he was at Liverpool, like I mentioned, he was at Dortmund. And before he was at Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. And I think actually, got relegated at Mainz when he was at Mainz 05 and that. But yeah, you've got to say now Liverpool are the best team in the world. But it has taken 30 years, to win a title. But, it's about time, because obviously, they've come close on quite a few occasions. Last season, they came very, very close to winning it. Finished on 97 points, just finished 1 point behind Manchester City. They came close in 2014, of course, when they had Brendan Rodgers. They enjoyed one good season under Brendan Rodgers, so they have come close quite a few times. And Jurgen Klopp's definitely the best manager, Liverpool have had in this generation. And I think, Liverpool will continue to dominate. I don't think it's for just one season. I really, really do think, they will continue to dominate and all of that. They have won the most Champions Leagues out of the English clubs. Because obviously, Liverpool have won 6 Champions Leagues and all of that. By the way, Liverpool, can break Manchester City's record. They can get more than 100 points this season as well. Liverpool on 80-something points. I think they're on 86 points at the moment. But, they have definitely deserved. But I knew for a long, long while they was going to win the Premier League. But I'm hurting, seeing this. Of course, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so that's 7 years ago now, the last time we won it. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. But we've got to make an admission, Liverpool a couple of years ahead of us at least, City, they're even a couple of years ahead of us as well, and I don't see anybody stopping Liverpool. I don't think City are capable of stopping them. Chelsea, they're going to be up there challenging for the title next season. I've got to make an admission regarding Chelsea, though. They have done really, really good transfer business so far. Of course, they got Hakim Ziyech in February for around 37 or 38 million pounds. They also recently got Timo Werner from RB Leipzig for around £48 million, and Chelsea are looking to build on that. They're looking to get Kai Havertz. They're also trying to get, Ben Chilwell. So maybe they could mount a title challenge up next season. Arsenal are nowhere to be seen either. So I just don't see anybody stopping Liverpool. But, City, still very, very good team, like I said. There was hope City wanted to win it actually, this season, because obviously, that would have been 3 titles on the trot. Of course, City won it last season. They won it the season before, when they finished on 100 points. And actually, City won the domestic treble, last season and all of that. But there you go. So it's a very, very sad day, for Manchester United. But our expectations next season will be to challenge for the title, definitely in that. Because this has been the 7th season now, we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. But one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent for the last, 7 years or so, is because obviously, there's a lot of players that we've brought in who we shouldn't have brought in. On the other hand, though, there's players that we've brought in who we shouldn't have got rid of as well. Prime example, Ander Herrera, Romelu Lukaku. I just think overall, the decisions that have been made, have obviously not been correct. Obviously, I don't like the way our football club's been run for several years as well. We've been very, very critical of Ed Woodward. We've also been very, very critical of the Glazers. Woodward's been with us since 2012 and the Glazers have been with us since 2005. But we've made mistakes in the last 7 years. And, of course, we've had obviously, different managers with different philosophies and all of that. 3 managers have been sacked since the Alex Ferguson era. And that was obviously, David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho and all of that. But in the last 7 years, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. So in reality, we should be, winning the title and all of that. And, Liverpool have spent nowhere near as much as us. But yeah, we have been inconsistent for the last 7 years or so. But we haven't dominated English football, like I said, since the Alex Ferguson era. Like I said, Ferguson endured, 26 years with us. Endured 22 years of success because obviously, he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club and that. But I'm not going to be one of those fans saying, Solskjaer out and that, because Liverpool have won the title and that, like I said regarding Solskjaer, we need to give him more time at the football club, give him at least a couple more transfer windows to see who else he can recommend him because, like I said, it is a transition period. At one point, Liverpool were going through that transition period. Obviously, Arsenal are on the transition period as well, so Solskjaer, does need time. But obviously, we was, a couple of years behind Liverpool and City anyway, even, when Solskjaer first came in. I know Solskjaer did very, very well when he first came in at Manchester United. He came in as the interim manager, did very, very well in that 3-month period. And that was, the main explanation why we had give Solskjaer the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period and that. Solskjaer, has been at the football club for 18 months now, so he has been here a year and a half. But we have got priorities for the remainder of this season. The FA Cup is a priority for us. By the way, Solskjaer did say in the press conference that the FA Cup can be a catalyst for Manchester United's future success. And I'm very, very convinced, that we can win the FA Cup. Also, too, the Europa League is a priority for us because that's a chance for us getting some more silverware on the board. So, Solskjaer can win 2 trophies at Manchester United. Plus, that top 4 is a priority for us as well because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. Because if we do, we'll attract more players to the elite level, and plus we'll generate money if we do get qualification for the Champions League. But Solskjaer, has actually outlined his objectives for the remainder of this season. Now Solskjaer's looking at a 3rd place finish, and he has issued a warning to Chelsea and Leicester. But I don't see us finishing 3rd. I think we'll either finish 4th or we will finish 5th. We're now sitting 5 points behind Chelsea because obviously, Chelsea beat Manchester City by 2-1 yesterday and all of that. We've got 7 games remaining in the Premier League. Like I said, I think we've got the easiest running out of all the Premier League teams. And in reality, we should win at least 6 of our 7 remaining games. We've got to win all of them, to keep our top 4 ambitions alive. So there you go. Also, too, Solsjaker had mentioned Jesse Lingard during the press conference. He says that there's no guarantees over Jesse Lingard's long-term future. He has confirmed that Jesse Lingard is going to be playing against Norwich tomorrow. Obviously, Lingard doesn't really get in the team now. Don't forget, Lingard scored. He scored in the 2016 final. So he has scored some, crucial goals for us as Jesse Lingard, but he hasn't registered 1 goal or 1 assist in the Premier League for over a year now as Jesse Lingard. So that just indicates how inconsistent he has been. Solskjaer did confirm that he's just come back from a short-term illness as Lingard. I did say in my preview, that Lingard, would be involved in this game against Norwich. But, yeah. But, there's no other injury concerns. Phil Jones and Alex Tuanzebe out, but I think apart from that, we have, got a fully fit squad. Solskjaer's confirmed we will be making a lot of changes in this game from the 3-0 win against Sheffield United. We'll make several changes and all of that. I think, Sergio Romero will start in goal for us because obviously, he plays in the cup games. I think probably Diego Dalot will start at right back. Diego Dalot's obviously our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka, because obviously Wan-Bissaka is our first choice right back, but Dalot needs some minutes under his belt. I think he's only played 67 minutes this season. We did get Diego Dalot in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We got Diego Dalot. We paid, was it £19 million for him? We got him from Porto. And obviously, he's got a contract with us until 2023. But he's hardly played this season, obviously, due to the injuries that he's had. Solskjaer also mentioned Wan-Bissaka in the press conference. And, he's really, really impressed with how Wan-Bissaka's progressing. He had a really, really good game against Sheffield United. But this has been Wan-Bissaka's first season at Manchester United. We got him last summer from Crystal Palace for £45 million. We just need to see more of the attacking side of his game, but his defensive contribution is absolutely exceptional. I think, we're going to start Bailly in this game and we're going to drop Victor Lindelof. Eric Bailly is a very, very good centre-half. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is that he is injury prone. But prior to that, very good centre-half. Got Eric Bailly in under the Jose Mourinho, where he was Jose Mourinho's first signing, and we paid £30 million for Eric Bailly. We did and all of that. He's our backup to, Lindelof, because obviously, Lindelof's one of our first choice centre-halves alongside Maguire, but I think we'll play Bailly in this game. Maguire will play at centre-half. I've been very, very impressed with Harry Maguire. I really, really have. He wasn't great against Tottenham last Friday, but I thought a lot of improvements in his game against Sheffield United. Dealt with long balls very, very well. Showed that ability to play out from the back. He was also very effective in the air, so that's very, very good. We paid £80 million for Harry Maguire last summer. He's the second most expensive sign at the club, just behind Paul Pogba, and he is the most expensive centre-half in the world. I think Brandon Williams will definitely be playing as well. He'll start at left back. Brandon Williams has enjoyed a fantastic season. This has been his first season in the senior squad. Played around 20 odd games for us this season. I think Paul Pogba will keep his place in the team. Or there again, he might not. He may be dropped. Will Paul Pogba? Solskjaer will save players. For the game against Brighton. Is it on Tuesday? But Paul Pogba, let's put into the equation, has just come back from injury. And since he's come back from injury, he's been exceptional. He was very, very good against Tottenham when he came off the bench, made a fantastic impact. He was also very, very good against Sheffield United. He was very infectious, also created the most chances in the game against Sheffield United, did Paul Pogba. And it was good to see them starting Pogba and Bruno Fernandes for the very, very first time. But that's definitely the best midfield partnership in the Premier League. But when Pogba started against Sheffield United, that was his first start for the football club in 10 months. I think McTominay will start this game. McTominay's enjoyed a very, very good season. Obviously, he was injured, for a while. We had the good news regarding McTominay recently. He signed a new contract at Manchester United. It was a 5-year deal, so that keeps him at the club until 2025. And there's also an option of a further year. Like I said, McTominay's been part of the club for a long time. He's been here since 2012. He's been in our senior squad since 2017 when he made his debut against Arsenal. And since then, has gone on to make 76 appearances for us. And I think in the last year, he's developed into a world-class midfielder as Scott McTominay. That's one admission I have got to make. Fred, maybe he could be involved in this game as well. Fred is very, very good. He's enjoyed an exceptional season under Solskjaer. And Fred has definitely, confounded his critics wrong. But let's be honest, under the Jose Mourinho era, Fred never really got his opportunities. And I thought he was an exceptional player in Ukraine. Of course, we paid just over £50 million for Fred, or was it exactly £50 million? Don't forget, Fred wants his contract extended this year at the football club. Matic, I've been very, very impressed with him as well. I thought he put a fantastic performance out against Sheffield United. He showed a lot of stability in possession, got forward very, very well. At one point, Matic, was close to leaving Man United. He was very, very close to leaving the football club, but obviously, he extended his contract. He got the contract, reflecting on his good performances, did Nemanja Matic. We paid, 40 million for him from Chelsea. This has been his third season now at the football club. Bruno Fernandes, I don't think he'll play in this game against Norwich. Bruno Fernandes is definitely one of the best players we have recruited in since the Alex Ferguson era. I got Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth £65 million with add-ons included. And when we got him in January, Bruno Fernandes signed a 5.5-year deal at the football club. I think it was a 5.5-year deal. Was there also an option of a further year? I think Juan Mata's going to play in this game as well against Norwich. We know Juan Mata's now not a regular starter, but sometimes, Stu gets opportunities. I think he's done very, very well for the club as Mata. This has been Mata's 6th season at Manchester United. We got him in a deal with £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. So we got Mata under the David Moyes era. I think, Greenwood will start this game. Maybe Daniel James could start this game because Daniel James was dropped against Sheffield. I thought Solskjaer made the right decision by starting Greenwood against Sheffield. Greenwood's, been very, very impressive this season, and it's been his first season in the senior squad. And I think, we could start Ighalo. I did say, his starts will be limited in the Premier League because obviously, now Marcus Rashford is back and all of that. Don't forget the other week we extended Odin Ighalo's loan at the football club for a further 7 months. So he's going to be here until the end of January 2021 is Ighalo. And then after his loan, he's going to go back to Shanghai Shenhua because we've got no option to buy Ighalo. There's no obligation to buy him at the end of the loan and that. I think he's got 4 goals for the football club so far as Ighalo. But yeah, I think I don't think Rashford will start this game against Norwich. Rashford's been very, very impressive in the 2 previous games. He's had good chances as well. He missed 2 sitters against Sheffield. He also had some good chances against Tottenham, Rashford. So yeah, very, very impressed with him. Martial, being very, very impressed with him. Good to see him score his first senior hat-trick for the club against Sheffield. His finishing was emphatic. And he became the first Manchester United player to score a hat-trick since Robin Van Persie back in 2012, or was it 2013 and all of that. So there you go. So we are going to make several changes. We progressed to the quarterfinals. Obviously, we beaten, was it Derby in the previous round by 3-0. In the fourth round, we'd beaten Tranmere 6-0. And in the third round, we had beaten Wolves by 1-0, and that actually went to a replay. It went to a replay and that. But I'm very, very convinced that we can progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Don't forget we haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's when we won the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. We haven't won the FA Cup since 2015, and of course that was under the Louis van Gaal era. And we've won 12 FA Cups, so we're the second most successful team in FA Cup history. Arsenal are the most successful in FA Cup history at the moment because Arsenal have won 13 and that. But yeah, we're looking to beat Norwich for the third time this season. We've already overcome them twice. We're beating them 4-0 at Old Trafford, and we're beating them 3-1 at Carrow Road. Solskjaer's looking to beat Daniel Farke for the third time, this season. Norwich, they're going to get relegated and they're going to go back to the Championship. Norwich is sitting bottom of the Premier League. Norwich have lost 20 games in the Premier League this season. Their recent defeat was a 1-0 loss to Everton, Norwich's. So, Norwich are going down. This is Norwich's first FA Cup quarter-final since the 91-92 season. Like I said, this has been the 6th consecutive season we have progressed to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, so that's also very, very good as well. But we've got a good record against Norwich because we've won 10 of our last 12 away games against Norwich in all competitions. I think we last played them in the FA Cup back in the 93-94 season. It was in the fourth round tie. I think we did beat them by 2-0. Norwich have also got some injuries as well that I already updated you on. They've got Grant Hanley out, Sam Byron and Zinnemann. They are Norwich's injuries. They've got some good players in the team. They've got Todd Cantwell. They've got Timu Puke of Norwich. So they have got, some very, very good players in their team. Norwich knocked Tottenham out in the previous round to progress to the quarter-finals and that. So really, really, looking forward to the game. Like I said, Solskjaer has got big decisions to make at Manchester United. He's got, decisions to make in the summer transfer window, of what players he's going to recommend in. And of course, what players he is going to get rid of. Solskjaer has said, he wants to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season. And I think he's looking to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. And I've got an idea of the players we're going to get rid of. I think we're going to try and get rid of Phil Jones. We're looking to get rid of Chris Smalling and Rojo on permanent transfers. Also to, be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira. Angel Gomez, we've still got to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future and that. I heard that, the other week that we'd offered him a new contract worth around £30,000 a week, but we've got to hurry up because his contract expires in less than 4 days' time. I just think Angel Gomez has got element of concerns about, getting into the first team because he's only made 6 first-team appearances this season as Angel Gomez. Like I said as well, Solskjaer's got a goalkeeping decision to make, between David De Gea and Dean Henderson. Solskjaer, did recently say that, Dean Henderson is not ready to be Man United's number 1. He's not ready to be Man United's number 1, but he did say that Dean Henderson will be England's number 1 goalkeeper and Manchester United's number 1 goalkeeper in the future. He may be loaned back out for another season. Dean Henderson's had quite a few loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby, Shrewsbury. This has been now his second season on loan with Sheffield United, and he has been Sheffield United's player of the season. Dean Henderson will only accept a new contract offer from us if, he can be guaranteed to be number 1 for next season. But we know that David De Gea is going to remain number 1 for the remainder of this season and could still be number 1 next season because Solskjaer did recently say that David De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. even though he has made quite a lot of mistakes in the last couple of years. David De Gea has been a long servant. This has been now David De Gea's 9th season at Man United. He's approaching his 10th year at the football club. Left back, there's a decision to be made for next season, because I think for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw's going to remain our first choice left back. But maybe next season, Brandon Williams, could be our first choice left back and that. So the decisions that Solskjaer's got to make. Like I updated you, we have confirmed that we will release 9 academy players this week when their contracts do expire. So that's obviously not been confirmed. But it's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the summer transfer window. Like I said, there's a lot of players on our agenda. I was hearing stories the other week saying that we are going to get a transfer budget. He said, sorry, our transfer budget had been revealed. He says we're going to be given around 269 or 270 million pounds to spend in the summer transfer window. But if that is the case, then that should be enough for us, to get, the right caliber players in and the right number of players in to the football club. But that's what it said, around, is it 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. As you all know, the coronavirus pandemic cost us 28 million. Our net debt is just over 429 million now, and our debt had risen up by almost 130 million pounds in that. But I've taken positives, so far from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure. He's so far recommended 5 good players into the football club. And, spent just over 200 million pounds on them. Last summer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. So we've improved in the transfer market under him. Players have improved under him. Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in to the football club. He's also promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their opportunities. But there again, some young players have found game time hard. And our record against the Big Six sides this season's been very, very good, because we've taken 17 points against the Big Six sides this season. So there has been a lot of improvements under, the Norwegian and that. But I already went through with you, what has saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United, and that was the signing of Bruno Fernandes in January. And I think with the wins against the likes of City and Tottenham earlier on in the season, they also saved his job as well. But, put into the equation, the vast majority of these players are not Solskjaer's. The vast majority of these players are Jose Mourinho's, and Solskjaer, is inheriting the vast majority of them. There's still a couple of players even from the Van Gaal era. They are, like I said, there's still Matty from the Moyes era. There's still a couple of players even from the Ferguson era, but the vast majority of the players that we had under Ferguson have now obviously left the football club. But there you go. But I think with Solskjaer being a club legend as well, that could have played a big part in, him not, getting the sack earlier on in the season, when we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years and all of that. But earlier on today as well, I give you the news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund, didn't I? The news on him. He's our number one priority target. Dortmund have come out and said that they want 117 million for Sancho. The news on Bellingham. There's been a twist now regarding Jude Bellingham, because according to Pep Cloytek, the Birmingham boss, he said there's no decision that's been made over Bellingham's future, but there were stories coming out earlier on this week saying that Dortmund had won the race, and Dortmund are going to get Bellingham for around 18 million pounds and all of that. So there you go. So yeah, wait there a second. So yeah, that's everything to update you with today, guys. But revert back to Solskjaer. I don't know if he's the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Time will tell if he is the foreseeable future, but give him another season, because I want his tenure to work out at Manchester United. At the end of the day, Man United is the third club in his managerial career, because before he was at us, he was at Molde. And before, he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, was Solskjaer. And his record was absolutely disastrous at Cardiff, let's let me just put that into the equation. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.